Welcome back to the University of Michigan Center for Academic Innovation and our video series on navigating copyright in online learning experiences. Last video, we followed two instructors as they found open content in the public domain or under a Creative Commons license to use in their online learning experience.
In some cases, there may be an image or some content that you really want to use that is not openly licensed. You've searched the public domain and Creative Commons sources and can't find an adequate replacement. In that scenario, you have a couple of options, one of which is the reliance on fair use.
Fair use gives users the right to use content protected by copyright in certain circumstances. Figuring out whether your use is a fair use can be tricky, but we'll try to break it down as simply as we can here. So fair use covers some favored uses, including criticism, commentary, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research, but it can also cover a wide variety of other uses. There are no bright line rules when it comes to fair use. Instead, there are 4 factors that you should consider every time you'd like to use a certain piece of content under fair use.
The 4 factors are: 1, the purpose and character of the use, whether it's of a commercial nature or nonprofit educational purpose. 2, the nature of the copyrighted work, whether it's factual or fictional. 3, amount and substantiality of the portion used in relation to the copyrighted work as a whole. And 4, the effect of the use upon the potential market for or value of copyrighted work.
Let's look at a case that the U.S. Supreme Court has considered as an example.
In this case, Harper & Row Publishers Incorporated v. Nation Enterprises, The Nation magazine received an unauthorized copy of President Gerald Ford's memoirs and published, in verbatim quotes, 300 to 400 words from the unpublished manuscript. The unpublished nature of the work weighed against fair use. It was pending publication with another publisher. Although it was not a very large amount of the overall memoir quantitatively, the court found that the part the Nation used was the heart of the work, so it was qualitatively substantial. The most important factor weighing against fair use was the direct interference with the market for the work.
As this case demonstrates, fair use is a context-specific balancing test. You should think through the fair use factors every time you want to rely on fair use. Columbia University has put together a checklist to frame your thinking regarding the fair use factors. However, remember that there is no set amount of checks that you're looking for. What matters is that you've thought about all the things on the list and how they do or do not apply to your use. While no factor or set of factors is dispositive, the checklist is an excellent place to start when deciding whether or not your use is fair.
Let's check in on our instructors and see how they use the fair use checklist.
I got this book on dog training from the library, and I wanted to upload a scan of our chapter here for our online learning experience, but I'm not sure how that would be fair use.
Yeah, let's pull up that checklist. Our purpose is teaching, so definitely nothing commercial, and that would weigh in favor of fair use.
Yeah, okay, and the nature of the work. The book is published, so that's good for fair use. It has some creative elements, but I would say it's primarily nonfiction, educational.
Yeah. Okay, what about the amount? We should only use a small amount. So that means maybe we don't need the whole chapter. Maybe we could start here, and we could end here.
Yeah, actually I don't even think we'll need this last page, so we can cut it to be even shorter for just what we need.
Perfect.
And the last factor here is effect. There seems to be a lot of things to consider on this one. We did lawfully acquire the book because we checked it out from the university library. I don't think it will have any effect on the market for this book since we're using such a small amount, and because our online learning experience covers different information than this book. Also, there isn't a similar product marketed by the book's copyright holder.
As you can see, each fair use analysis will be very context specific.
If you determine that your use is probably not a fair use, you can either link out to the content on a trusted website or get permission from the copyright holder to use the work, both of which are discussed in the next video.
Thanks for watching, and see you soon for the next video in our series.